Hi everybody, Matt here from Matt Likes Comics. Today I'm going to do my answer to Allan's Top 10 challenge for this week, and that is books based on properties or characters that are entertainment and other things outside of comics that became comics. And I think that that's a cool topic, and so I'm going to show 10 books that I've picked that show these kinds of things. The first book I'm going to show is Roy Rogers 73. Yes, it's a Christmas cover, but this is based on Roy Rogers, who of course was a radio and TV and movie star back in the 1940s, 50s, all the way to the 70s. I think he was in movies and TV and radio. He and his wife Dale Evans were together, worked on a lot of stuff together, and they were known as a great American family in that time period. So Roy Rogers was a big deal, and here is his comic books. His comic book started in the 40s. This is a 1950s book. As I said, Roy Rogers 73. The next one up is a movie property that I would think that every nerd out there knows. Not apparently a lot of the kids today haven't seen them, but that's just nuts. But this is Star Wars number 21. Star Wars, of course, is a huge property. They haven't been so good lately, but for the most part, from 1977 till about 1998, all we had was the trilogy, and it was great. And we had all the stuff based on the trilogy. I love this cover. This is Darth Vader just standing above the robots and his kids, who they don't know as kids at this time, but it's just it's a great cover. By the way, spoilers if you haven't seen Star Wars, he is their father. Next up, I had a hard time playing around with this one because I couldn't decide which cover to pick. I, of course, am referring to Aliens. This is Alien 2. It's got the queen, the alien queen in the back, about to come across. Oh, no, that's not the queen. Sorry, it's just a regular alien. Thought it was the queen when I pulled it. But one of the aliens coming behind people who are not suspecting. Gotta remember, the alien is pretty quiet. If it didn't stink, you probably wouldn't, or make small little sounds, you probably wouldn't know if it was coming. But Alien is one of my favorite franchises, so I was glad to pull this one out. Alien number 2. Another franchise I really like is Firefly. This is Firefly 19, which I picked because it has my favorite character from the show, Jewel States. I want to know. I want to call her Kayla. I always forget her name. Kaylee. I think it's Kaylee. I don't know why I always forget her name. I always go Jewel, Jewel, Jewel when I watch it. But this is Firefly number 19. It is Kaylee. Kaylee. I just realized that. Aren't I the dumbest one sometimes? But anyways, Firefly 19. I had the privilege of meeting Jewel State at one of the Ottawa Comic Cons. And honestly, I got a signed photo on the wall of her. It was great to talk to her and ask her about Firefly. So, Firefly 19. Keeping with the Joss Whedon world, gotta have my favorite. This is Buffy the Vampire Slayer 27 from the Boom series. Faith and Buffy are just at it again. The problem is, you gotta have faith, ka-ching, ka-ching, or do you get Buffy? Do you land on the Faith side or do you land on the Buffy side? I'm Team Buffy all the way, although Faith is pretty hot. Yes, did you expect a debate in this? I didn't. The next one that I'm pulling was a book franchise that became a radio show, that became a TV show, that has been movies. This, of course, is Edgar Rice Burroughs' Tarzan, and this is Tarzan 237. This is the one I decided to go with because Tarzan is trying to save the girl here from a statue that's come to life. The Stone Sphinx. Sphinx. The next one started as a toy franchise. This one, he's a real American hero. This is G.I. Joe, a real American hero 314. Just a really cool cover when I was going there. Someone's about to get the boot. And I think it's a really awesome cover. G.I. Joe, of course, started as a toy franchise from Hasbro way back in the 60s with the original doll, and then turned into action figures as we know them with all the cool stuff. And then became a cartoon and eventually got movies, but, you know, comic book. The cartoon did come before the comic book, but not by much. Next up is a property that we know from the cartoons. This is Walt Disney's Donald Duck, number 265, and I picked it because it's the best picture I've got showing Donald a little angry at something and not being bothered by his nephews for it. We all know Donald from right on the cartoons because he was always mad. This next one is another one from a series that is well known from the books. It started as novellas in the pulps, and then eventually became, he got on the big screen, but he did go to the comics first. And this is Conan the Barbarian, and I picked out issue 243 because Conan is being restrained by some sort of plant, and everybody else around him is ignoring it, so they're probably the bad guys. I just thought this was cool. And I saved this one for last because I say it's a little iffy because the TV show that it's based on exists because of comic books. But this comic book exists because of the TV show. I, of course, am referring to the Super Friends. This is issue 37, which stars Supergirl, who never made an appearance on the Super Friends, by the way. One of the few DC heroes to never be on there. Robin got to be on there. Kid Flash got to be on there. Firestorm, Cyborg got to be on there. Supergirl was never on the Super Friends. So, here she is, issue 37. That's really cool. If you like today's video and you'd like to do a video of your own, just go ahead and make one. Tag the Comic Collector Geek, and if you like, tag me. I love watching these videos. These top 10 videos are great because you get to see everybody's different covers and things you've never seen before in a lot of cases. I think it's great. All you need to do is make the video, pick 10 books to the topic where basically something based off of an outside property that became a comic book. And I'll check it out. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe below. If you hated this video, please like, comment, please dislike, comment, and subscribe below. It's all good. Thank you very much for joining me today. My name is Matt. I like comics, and I hope you do too. Bye, everybody.